Hey everybody, V from V's World, and I want to do some communicating with you today. Today is going to be all about the ranting and maybe a little bit of raving as well for effective communication and what it all means and why you need to learn how to do it, because it's very important. This morning I was watching an excerpt from Conan O'Brien on YouTube. And he had Jennifer Garner, the actress, on his show. And Jennifer was telling him a story about how she sneaked into a building, as she said it, okay? She used the word sneaked. And Conan had interjected and said, "Oh, so you snuck." And then right when he said snuck, Jennifer Garner cut him off and said, Conan, snuck is not a word. You went to Harvard University. Even you should know that. Wow, she did it with such a smirk and such a smart ass, like, zip on it, if you will. She's all proud of herself. And as we all know, Conan O'Brien's kind of a goofy guy, but he's ultra intelligent. How else can you be, a comedian with that type of wit? And he knows a lot about a lot of things. It's true, he did go to Harvard. Point being, he cut that lady down to size because he knew his vocabulary and he knew the definition of the word snuck, part and partial to sneak, past tense. So he laid it out on the line. He even took out the Webster Dictionary and read it verbatim, and boy did she look stupid. I have always, my entire life, always found it very importante, okay? To master the English language to the best of my abilities. Why? Because you can effectively communicate your point when you have let's say just a large facilitation, if you will, of the English vocabulary. In other words, the more words you know, the more effective your communication is, and the more effective you can persuade your point, or explain yourself, or get yourself out of hot water, etc., etc. I did a video a few months back, maybe about 6 months ago, 7 months back, on, I think it was, I gotta think for a second, excuse me. I think it was on Ebonics. Ebonics? What the hell what is Ebonics, by the way? You want to find out? Check out my video on my channel. Anyway, effective communication is so important, but we fail to follow that mantra because of texting and shorthand emails, etc., etc. And I think most of us, we forget our vocabulary over time because we don't use it enough, you know? So anyway, I just making reference to this Conan O'Brien. You should actually check it out. It's like a 21-second video. And he just rips her into shreds. You can just type in, Conan O'Brien, Jennifer Garner, and see it for yourself. But I think, as I see some people commenting on my channel and other channels, when, people are leaving comments on the inbox, everyone writes differently, of course. Our personality, comes through that. But some people are really, really, really effective when they write, and others are just, I don't know, they leave run-on sentences, use words out of context, and the point is lost. So I think there's a fair amount of people who just don't find it important. But I think we all should find it important. English is the first language of America, and it's the #1 language in the world, to tell you the truth. I know we speak in America, we speak American English as opposed to the Queen's English, British English. I'm not going to get into the variations or the etymology of it, but I think for Americans, we need to sharpen up our game a little bit. If you don't know a word, look it up, okay? If you see a word that you're reading in the newspaper, for crying out loud, look it up. You might want to use it in the future. This makes you sound smarter, by the way. I know it makes me sound smarter than I actually am. But I don't want to ramble on too long about this. I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest because I thought about it. Now, would you call this a rant or a rave? I don't know. Leave me a message about it. I'm Volante, and take care of yourself. I got to eat.